Aloha and Tashi Delay from Kauai Tibetan Buddhist Dharma Center here on the island of Kauai in Hawaii. We present this class every Thursday night, 6 to 8 o'clock Hawaiian time, and recorded on our website for viewing to our Vajra brothers and sisters all over the planet. Our website is kwaidharma.org. I'm Lama Tashi. Before we start the class tonight, I'd like to introduce two publications that have been sent to us. The first one is called Wisdom Rising. And this is about the inner feminine in all of us. As this universe is actually created by the wisdom of the Dakini, Prajnaparamita, the mother of perfect wisdom. And all of the aspects of the Dharma, all the Buddhas, all the Bodhisattvas, all the teachers, from Shakyamuni Buddha down to the present day, are her children. And this book, Wisdom Rising, is a treasure for all women as it illuminates the path of healing, awakening, and empowerment with deeply personal, practical, holistic, and profound training. So this one is put out by Lama Sutram Alayani. Highly recommended. In the Dharma, it is necessary to study the Dharma. Resulting from your studies, practice the Dharma, and resulting from those two, realizing that you're in your own true nature, inseparable from the universe or world around you and all the beings in it. The other book that puts things into perspective is called Dakini Activity. Dakini, or Khandro in Tibetan, means sky goer, feminine, peaceful, or protector. The Dakini is the Lama and Yidam's fulfillment of what needs to be accomplished, what is appropriate, what is beneficial for others. So without this, the Buddha couldn't have accomplished his teachings in India. Without this, Padmasambhava couldn't have accomplished his transfer of those Indian deities to Tibet. And without this activity, all the lamas of Tibetan Buddhism couldn't accomplish the spread of the Dharma to all the places that it is now on our planet. And this one is put out with commentary on Padmasambhava, Lama Chögyal Lingpa, Lama Tukul Urgyen Rinpoche, Lama Orgyen Sorgyal Rinpoche, and many other teachers. The real purpose of magnetizing what's appropriate for you through your practice is the real essence that needs to be magnetized is not about any superficial outside things. We need to magnetize the realization of the inner view. These teachings on how to realize this view, meditation and contact, are summed up in this book. And this was stated by Lama Tukul Urgyen Rinpoche. And this is Dakini Activity, the dynamic activity, and Wisdom Rising, which puts everything in perspective according to all the situations that are occurring on the planet today. And that's very important. Tonight we're going to celebrate Sakadawa, Buddha's Enlightenment month. Dawa means moon or month in Tibetan, because in Tibetan the months are 28 days following the moon cycle, which is very appropriate because that's the cycle of birth for the women. And so when we celebrate the Buddha's Enlightenment month, we recall all of his special accomplishment. And they say miracles, but miracles is a Catholic word. Actually, accomplishments is a much better one. And how he transformed the idea of a self, soul, in the Hindu tradition into the altruistic aspect of one's own mind in the Buddhist tradition. And the word Buddha is a made-up word. He didn't use that word. He used the word Sanjay in Sanskrit, which simply means cleared completely of emotional involvement with the idea of a self separate from the universe and everyone in it. So with all of that, we'll now take refuge, and we start with the altruistic motivation that everything we are doing is to bring everybody else, all our family, friends, relatives, all the animal world, all the spirit world, all the human world, to become mature human beings. And before we start with the refuge, and tonight, instead of doing the 3 lights and the 5-element healing practice, I'm going to give you what is called the ordinary preliminary practice that brings you the inclination to strongly practice Dharma for yourself and others. Because without these 4 preliminary thoughts, you won't really fully understand the motivation of accomplishing Dharma practice this lifetime. And the first of these 4 thoughts is when you awaken every day, you congratulate yourself on having the 8 positive connections to practice and absence of the 7 negative hindrances. And because you have these in place, one should practice Dharma now. And so this is all about having a precious human body and using that in connection with the Dharma and the teachers to benefit others, all others, none left out. The second thought is everything is impermanent. You don't know what comes next, the next breath or the next life. So you keep that thought in mind to give you the inspiration to practice the Dharma now and don't wait. The third thought, it gives one the inclination to practice, is karma, which most people on this planet do not believe in karma. They have lots of beliefs, but the most important one is their own activity. And they don't know that for many, many lifetimes in the past, they acquired positive and negative tendencies, which they have brought forward, we have brought forward into this life. That's the karma. And Dharma practice is to purify all the negative tendencies that cause pain and suffering now and into one's future, and brings out all the positive. Which eliminates pain and suffering and causes healing. And the fourth thought is we are stuck in a state called conditioned existence because we took birth out of the emotional preoccupation of desire. And this conditioned existence starts in the womb, and when we come out of the womb, it immediately starts to ripen in three ways. One, conditioned existence causes everything to change constantly, from good to bad and back again. Secondly, this constant change brings pain and suffering. And the third way that this manifests is physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Oh, you must understand these four thoughts. That you have a precious existence, you should practice the Dharma now because of that. Second, everything is impermanent. Your next life is not far away. You should practice now. The third one.
Fourth one.
The third one is karma, cause and effect. And the fourth one is conditioned existence. Now, what is the opposite of conditioned existence? Unconditional existence, which is your true nature. That's your Buddha nature. And everybody has it. But you have to have the guidance of the Lama and these four thoughts in place in order to manifest it. And once you start to do this, then you move out of the conditioned situation that you propelled yourself into and take hold of your mind and transform it into the unconditional state where everything is unchanging and physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, less pain and suffering and ill health and all of that. So take these four thoughts that turn the mind to Dharma. Now I'm going to tell you how important my teacher, Kala Rinpoche, considered these four thoughts concerning when my Vajra brothers and myself went into a 40-month retreat in Oregon. After Kala Rinpoche closed the door, he said, the first 4 weeks of this 40-month retreat, 3 years, 3 months, and 3 days, will be each week on one of the four thoughts. 10 hours a day in 4 sessions.
So what did you just repeat the thought?
You contemplate it, you chew on it, and nothing else. And then the second week, impermanence. And then the teacher gives all kinds of teachings about impermanence. For instance, how about hatred, anger, and rage causing one to become psychotic and enter into the hell realm while still in the human condition. Ooh. And things like that. Then the third one is karma, cause and effect. And you contemplate all the negative aspects of your life that you must purify and bring out the positive ones and practice with the guidance of the teacher. You can't do this by yourself. And here you have 10 men and 10 women, all doing the same thing with you. And then the fourth week, you contemplate conditioned existence and how everything's always changing from good to bad and back again. Physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And then you start to do the practice. Four 2.5-hour sessions a day. 2 1.5-hour sessions with your group in practice. And sleep sitting up in a box from about 9, 9:30, 10 o'clock till 3 o'clock in the morning every night. That's all. It's the best vacation I ever had. Being a workaholic. That's on the back of the refuge page. All of what I just said. In order to attain enlightenment for ourselves and limitless sentient beings, our mothers, we now all together with the 4 preliminary practices take refuge and offer prostrations and other skillful means of practice. In Sanskrit, Dang dang jowa namke tadang yampe sem chem tamche dudine jungte jisi chengchu nepo lachi ki bardu. Then you take refuge in the 3 jewels and the 3 roots of the Mahayana and Tantric practices. We go for refuge to all the glorious holy Lama. We go for refuge to all the idams who are the deities gathered in our mandalas. We go for refuge to all the Buddhas, those who have conquered the mind and gone beyond. We go for refuge to all this supreme Dharma. We go for refuge to all the noble Sangha. That's us and our teachers. And we go for refuge to all the Dakas and Dakini, who are the protectors and defenders of Dharma. All of these 6 have the eye of transcending awareness, timeless awareness. And that prayer in Sanskrit, Palden Lama Dampa Namla Chapsu Chio Yedam Chokor Gilatso Namla Chapsu Chio Sanjay Chom Dende Namla Chapsu Chio Dampe Chur Namla Chapsu Chio Paupe Gendo Namla Chapsu Chio Pawo Kandro Chokyo Some Sho Yeshe Ki Shendong Dempa Nam La Chap Su Shio. Then we entered the Bodhisattva training school with bodhicitta, that everything is based on voidness, emptiness. And because of that, we must extend loving kindness and compassion for limitless sentient beings. Through the Buddha, Dharma, and this Supreme Assembly, we go for refuge until enlightenment. May I, through merit, gain from practicing the 6 Bodhisattva disciplines called the 6 perfections, accomplish Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. Sanjay Chodam Chuki Chodam Chenchu Bardu Dagni Chapsuchi Dagi Jenso Jike Sonaki Jola Kenju Sanjay Chupar Sho. This chant that I just did about bodhicitta came from the Chenrezig practice in the way they chant that practice. Because the practice starts with these refuge and bodhicitta prayers. I'm just letting you know that because a lot of you practice in Dharma centers and you do these practices before each session in both English or Canadian or New Zealand and in Sanskrit 3 or more times. And if you do the prostrations practice, which is the extraordinary preliminary practices of Nungdro, they call Nungdro, then you say the refuge prayer while you're laying down and standing up, visualizing all of the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, deities, lamas in a tree in front of you. And you and all sentient beings are making prostrations to them while saying the refuge prayer. You do that 10, 20 times every day. Things get better physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. The 6 Bodhisattva disciplines are generosity, both on the worldly level and on the wisdom level. The second one is morality with ethics and good manners. The third one is patience. The fourth one is diligence or perseverance in the first 3, and in accomplishing meditative concentration using your imagination. And those first 5 together will propel you into your wisdom innate nature, which is the heart mind of loving kindness and concern for the well-being of everyone and our environment. Compassion goes with loving kindness. Power goes with those 2, and insight into your true human, mature nature. Now, to celebrate Sakadawa, since everything they say is practice-wise is 100,000 or more more beneficial, more virtuous, more good karma than the rest of the year, we're going to do the practice of the second coming of the Buddha, Padmasambhava, in union with his consort, the Dakini Yeshe Selgyo. And I have the practice text in front of me. And it shows the Padmasambhava in union with their mouths touching. And this whole text was translated from the actual Tibetan text by my teachers. And with their guidance, they said to put this into practice, especially during the Shakyamuni Buddha's month of enlightenment, Sakadawa. And it is called the shower of blessings. And anybody that does what we're going to do now is activating those four thoughts that turn the mind to Dharma. That you have a precious human existence, everything's impermanent, karma, and you're suffering from conditioned existence because everything's changing from good to bad and back again, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. That's all burned into what's left in my meaty brain. The 7-line prayer of Guru Rinpoche in itself brings all the peaceful and protector yidams into your situation. And Guru Rinpoche, with the benefit of the Dakinis, came from a country called Kashmir. In Sanskrit, it's called Organ or Odiyana, which is the area of Afghanistan, Ladakh, Pakistan, and India, all where they joined. And he traveled across Tibet with an infinite retinue of Dakini. And he was blessed by his birth as 32 major and 80 minor marks of perfection of a Buddha were his nature at birth. And he didn't take birth out of desire like we do. He took birth out of compassion for sentient beings and loving kind for all of us. And he says, anybody that says this 7-line prayer and invites me into their situation, guaranteed I'm there. And he did this in the 6th, 7th, 8th century AD. And by the time he got through, the Tibetan nation was fully indoctrinated to the doctrine of Shakyamuni Buddha. And this prayer goes like this. Om. Organ Yugi Du Shab Shab Pema Ge Sordam Bola Yazin Suki Gujune Pema June Jesu So Kordu Kandro Monpo Kor Keiki Jesu Japsu Jingi Lo Shi Jesu So Guru Padma Siddhi. Om on the northwest border of the country of Kashmir, in the pollen heart of a lotus, you attain most marvelous and excellent accomplishments of the Buddha. Renowned as the lotus born, you are surrounded by a vast, infinite retinue of dakinis. As I practice following in your footsteps, I pray for you to approach to confer your blessings upon us. Guru Padma Siddhi Om. Om Vajra Guru Padmasambhava Siddhi Om Pe. And we'll come back to that mantra in a moment. Now, one of my lamas said, whenever you're using the deities or any deity to open your practice, chant the Hum 10 times. 3 times for bringing your body, speech, and mind together in the practice. 4 times for accomplishing the qualities of doing the practice. And the final 3 times for realizing this universe is a Buddha field full of the yidams and Lama teachers, guides. That's called the 3 kaya. Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, Nirmanakaya. Om, 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 om. So the first 2 is setting it up, the third one, the last 3, change this universe into a Buddha field of training for Bodhisattva. On all the planets in the entire universe where animals and humans take birth. Then we invite the Dakini, starting with his consort, Yeshe Sogyal, to manifest what is appropriate for us in our particular situation, each and every one of us. We're all equal, and we're all different according to our tendencies. So Yeshe Sogyal goes like this. Kungi Yonshin Shoni Kunzamo Oban Kurpe Mache Tri Moche Gudrum Shosha Deshen Kavduso Yeshe Sogyal Jamla Sowada. Dharmadhatu Dakini Kunto Zangmo, mother of all the victorious one. Kindest soul mother who protects the Tibetans and all people. Restorer of excellent city. Sovereign of all the Dakinis of supreme bliss. To you, Yeshe Sogyal, at your lotus feet, I make prostrations and pray. Please confer your blessings which pacify inner, outer, and secret obstacles, and stabilize the longevity of our Lama Gurus. Confer your blessing which pacifies this area of disease, hunger, warfare, and many other distractions and obstacles. Confer your blessing which pacifies sorcery, hexes, and curses. Confer your blessing which increases longevity, splendor, and transcendental knowledge or insight. Confer your blessings which spontaneously accomplish all our appropriate wishes. Then we chant the mantra of Padmasambhava and Yeshe Sogyal together. Om Ahum Vajra Guru Padmasambhava Lama Yeshe Soigal Siddhi Hum Pe. Om Ahum Vajra Guru Padmasambhava Lama Yeshe Soigal Siddhi Hum Pe. Om Ahum Lama Guru Padmasambhava Lama Yeshe Soigal Siddhi Hum Pe. Om Lama Guru Padmasambhava Lama Yeshe Soigal Siddhi Hum Pe. Om Lama Guru Padmasambhava Lama Yeshe Soigal Siddhi Hum Pe. Om Ahum Vajra Guru Padmasambhava Lama Yeshe Soigal Siddhi Hum Pe. Om Ahum Lama Guru Padmasambhava Lama Yeshe Soigal Siddhi Hum Pe. Om Ahum Lama Guru Padmasambhava Lama Yeshe Soigal Siddhi Hum Pe. Om Ahum Lama Guru Padmasambhava Lama Yeshe Soigal Siddhi Hum Pe. Om Ahum Lama Guru Padmasambhava Lama Yeshe Soigal Siddhi Hum Pe. Om Ahum Lama Guru Padmasambhava Lama Yeshe Soigal Siddhi Hum Pe. Om Ahum Lama Guru Padmasambhava Lama Yeshe Soigal Siddhi Hum Pe. Om Ahum Vajra Guru Padmasambhava Lama Yeshe Soigal Siddhi Hum Pe. Om Ahum Lama Guru Padmasambhava Lama Yeshe Soigal Siddhi Hum Pe. Om Ahum Vajra Guru Padmasambhava Lama Yeshe Soigal Siddhi Hum Pe. Om Ahum Vajra Guru Padmasambhava Lama Yeshe Soigal Siddhi Hum Pe. Om Ahum Lama Guru Padmasambhava Lama Yeshe Soigal Siddhi Hum Pe. Om Ahum Lama Guru Padmasambhava Lama Yeshe Soigal Siddhi Hum Pe. Then I'm going to read the 7-line prayer, which if you say this 7 times every day or more, the blessings are like multiplied the same way they are during this month of Sakadawa, hundreds of thousands of times. So this 7-line prayer in English, home on the northwest border of the country of Oregon and the pollen heart of the lotus, you attain most marvelous and excellent city. Renowned as the lotus born, you are surrounded by a vast or infinite retinue of dakinis. As I practice following in your footsteps, I pray your approach to confer your blessing. Guru Pema, bestow blessings upon us right now in this place. Home, on the northwest border of the country of Oregon and the pollen heart of the lotus, and you attain the most marvelous and excellent accomplishment. Renowned as a lotus born, you're surrounded by an infinite retinue of Dakini. As I practice following your footsteps, I pray approach to confer blessing. Om Guru Pema Siddhi Hum. Om Guru Padmasambhava, bestow the accomplishments called cities upon us. Om, on the northwest border of the country of Oregon and the pollen heart of the lotus, you attain most marvelous and excellent city. Renowned as a lotus form, you're surrounded by a vast retinue of Dakini. As I practice following in your footsteps, I pray you first to confer blessing. Om Guru Padmasambhava, bestow cities upon us right now in this place. Now, there are many versions of this prayer, but simply said, it's whom that you're beseeching Padmasambhava, who was born on a lotus in Kashmir with the 32 major and 80 minor marks of a Buddha, to come confer blessings on you with his vast retinue of Dakini. So no matter how you say this prayer, as you imagine Padmasambhava actually coming to you, into your situation, just as it is, to bestow whatever is appropriate for you to attain realization of your true nature, equal to his, equal to Lama, to his consort. Yeshe Sogyal, Lama Yeshe Sogyal. She was the first Lama. And by her efforts, the Buddha's Dharma spread all over Tibet and Mongolia and all the neighboring countries. Eastern China, Western Russia, everywhere. So, one more time. Om Aho Vajra Padmasambhava Lama Yeshe So Siddhi Om Pe Om Aho Lama Guru Padmasambhava Lama Yeshe Soygal Siddhi Om Pe Om Aho Lama Guru Padmasambhava Lama Yeshe Soygal Siddhi Om Pe Om Aho Vajra Guru Padmasambhava Lama Yeshe Soygal Siddhi Om Pe Om Aho Vajra Guru Padmasambhava Lama Yeshe Soygal Siddhi Om Pe Om Aho Vajra Guru Padmasambhava
Yes.
Lama Yeshe Soygal Siddhi Om Pe Do Drang Sel Vajra Samaya Sarva Siddhi Za Pala Om Ah. When you say the word ah, it's the second part of Om Ah Om, the transfer of the empowerment of the Padmasambhava or any Yidam practice, or any Bodhisattva practice, or any Buddha practice. Ah is the sound of the universe's energy. Light and space. And these two permeate everything, every form, every thought, every situation. So we're going to use this ah in a prayer of beseeching Padmasambhava and Yeshe Soygal's blessing. Before me in the ordinary form is Organ stainless slate Dharmakosa located in Kashmir. Its profound depths are filled with the water of 8 qualities of the human physical body. Within its center is the stem of a jewel lotus with petals unfolded. with the sun and moon disk upon this is Organ Padmasambhava as Dorje Chong. In him, all sources of refuge converge, all the Buddhas of the 3 times and 10 directions. Brilliant with the splendor of the 32 major and 80 minor marks of a Buddha, he's embracing Soyvel, the mother consort. He holds a vajra in his right hand and a vase with a skull cup with an empowering vase in his left. Exquisitely dressed in silks and ornaments of jewels and bone, with a vast expanse of 5-colored lights, they blaze in the majesty and blessing of supreme bliss and joy. Oceans of the 3 roots now gather like clouds as their retinue. All the lamas, all the yidams and protectors, and all of the dakinis. They gaze upon me, bringing down a shower of blessing and compassion. Through this form of deathless, pristine awareness, which is the essence of all the victorious ones, Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Lamas, deities, and protectors, I forever offer prostrations with faith and intense and powerful yearning to gain realization in this life. My body, wealth, and enjoyments, and all the virtues gathered in the 3 times, I offer all of these in the manner of Sumatra Vajra's infinite vast clouds of offerings. I confess without exception all harmful action and failings accumulated through infinite past lifetimes without beginning. But the qualities of the victorious ones and their heirs, sons and daughters, you are the sovereign Lord. Lord Protector, in your example, I rejoice from my heart. To you I pray with trust and faith, beseeching you to bring down a great rain of profound and vast Dharma, amassing all the virtuous qualities of my own and others. I will, for as long as the countless realms of beings continue, I will follow in the wake of your example, Lord Protector. I dedicate all of this to the guidance of these beings throughout space, infinite in number. O great treasure of wisdom and unconditional love, in whom all of the sources of refuge converge, most excellent and precious refuge in these corrupt and evil times. From this I am afflicted by the spread of the 5 degenerations and pray to you with longing. Recall your child with love and remove these distractions. Summon forth the dynamic compassion from the vastness of your enlightened intent. Grant your blessings to my devoted heart. I pray swiftly to show positive signs and indications of accomplishment. And please confer the most excellent and ordinary siddhis, whom on the northwest border of the country of Oregon, on the pollen heart of the lotus, marvelous in the perfection of your attainment. You are known as the lotus born and surrounded by an infinite circle of dakinis. By following your footsteps, I pray you come to confer your blessing. Guru Padma Siddhi Om. Om Guru Padmasambhava 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 Siddhi Om. Om Padmasambhava Siddhi Om. Om Aho Guru 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 Padmasambhava Siddhi Om. Om Aho Vajraguru 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 Padmasambhava Siddhi Om. Vajraguru Padmasambhava Siddhi Om. Om Aho Vajraguru Padmasambhava Siddhi Om. Om Aho Vajraguru Padmasambhava Siddhi Om. Vajraguru Padmasambhava Siddhi Om. Om Aho 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 Vajraguru Padmasambhava Siddhi Om. Aho Vajraguru Padmasambhava Siddhi Om. Om Aho Vajraguru Padmasambhava Siddhi Om. Om Aho Vajraguru Padmasambhava Siddhi Om. Om Aho Vajraguru Padmasambhava Siddhi Om. Aho Vajraguru Padmasambhava Siddhi Om. Aho Vajraguru Padmasambhava Siddhi Om. Om 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 Aho Vajraguru Padmasambhava Siddhi Om. Pay. Pay means cut, remove all negative obstacles, all idea of a self or a soul migrating. Pay. At the end of this prayer, using the 7-line prayer as many times as possible and saying the mantra as many times, the light of pristine awareness extends like filaments from both the point of the union of the deity and into your heart with loving kindness and compassion of the Father, Mother, Gurus. As these filaments of light are absorbed into your heart, the thread of your consciousness is infused with infinite blessing. In this way, use the Vajra Guru mantra as many times as is appropriate for your practice session. It is recommended that 100,000 recitations of this mantra brings full accomplishment in this lifetime. This is an offering prayer that goes with with this practice if you don't perform the soap, which I just skipped over the soap. But you can consider this as a feast offering because we've already placed the meat and sake on the offering shrine to accomplish whatever words or mantras or prayers used in this text. This particular prayer is called the melodious tambura of the lotus dakini. It is the concise fulfillment of the accomplishment of all the dakini, bodhisattva dakinis, heavenly dakini, and human worldly women dakini. 3. In the assembly palace of great bliss, radiant lotus light, Mahayogis and Yoginis were accomplishing the great bliss, the great wisdom of bliss by offering sublime great bliss Amrita, nectar of their own true nature to the Guru. Please illuminate in clouds of wondrous great bliss Queen Yeshe Sorgo and your gathering of Dakini. May I fulfill your great bliss, wisdom, the Dharmakaya mind, the nature of the universe. The all-pervading Lord, the essence of all the Buddha families, holder of unchangeable boundless light, Buddha Amitabha of infinite light, may I fulfill all of your unconditional bliss wishes. Subduer of beings by the treasury of your compassion, Shenrei of Avalokiteshvara, may I fulfill all of your unconditional bliss wishes. Conqueror of all samsara and nirvana, those who wear the rosary of bone ornaments, supreme victorious lotus dancer, Padmasambhava in concert, may I fulfill all your unconditional bliss, wisdom, heart. The supreme principle of the mandala, abiding as the totality of the Dharmakaya, this victorious wisdom, Yeshe Sorgyo, may I fulfill all your blissful unconditioned wishes. Those who subdued by any skillful means, according to sentient beings and the phenomena of the world, with miraculous activities, all the 100,000 dakinis, may I fulfill your unconditioned bliss wishes. Holders of unobstructed miraculous activity, keepers of pure samaya, all the Dharmapalas, may I fulfill all of your unconditioned appropriate wishes. Whatever samaya of this Vajrayana tradition is broken, I confess and repair. Please purify all outer, inner, and secret obstacles into the unconceivable, flawless wisdom light of the Buddha Amitabha. May all supreme and common cities and activities be accomplished in this lifetime. This was requested by Lama Jigdral Yeshe Dorje. May virtue increase. This is a Bhajra song chanted in Tibetan to the Dakinis. All beings are the manifest nature of supreme joy or bliss. The yogini is the naturally indwelling mandala of this bliss. All the beings in the three realms, without exception, are already natural Buddhas. Together with them, transformed through compassion, all of them into youthful dakinis, chondros, may we enjoy these bliss offerings. Alas, ignorant bliss beasts and ignorant men do not understand this. Beautiful inherent dakinis accept this in great bliss. Whoever does not meditate in the absolute truth of the pure light of their natural mind will not attain actual Buddhahood. Understand that outer and inner are indistinguishable and inseparable. And thus you will have the potential to liberate all beings and all worldliness. Alas, ignorant beasts and ignorant men do not understand this. Beautiful inherent dakinis accept it in great bliss. It says, sing this in Sanskrit and with a pleasant melody. Body, speech, and mind. With these three syllables, in the Lama's three places, emerge three rays of white, red, and dark blue light. As they are absorbed into my three places, my three doors are purified with the sounds of Om, Ah, and Om, and become the vajras of the enlightened body, speech, and mind of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the three times. Finally, the Lama, together with his retinue, dissolves into light, which becomes a white sphere glowing red, marked with a dark blue home. As this is absorbed in my heart center and disappears into the infinite light of space, I rest in co-emergent Dharmakaya, the Lama's mind and my mind, inseparable. Ah, ah. Say that. Ah, ah. Rest in the void essence of your own mind, clear, open, naked, and vivid with intelligent awareness. Follow the sound of the bell into your true nature. Your body. Your speech. Mind. Through this practice, may we quickly accomplish the mind of Organ Lama. And through this, may all beings, without exception, be established in this level of realization and accomplishment. The second part of the practice tonight, to celebrate Sakadawa, Buddha's Enlightenment Month, is to do the mantra and visualization of Shakyamuni Buddha, which is the statue here in the center of our shrine. It actually represents the Buddha Shakyamuni, or Aksabhaya Buddha, of mirror-like wisdom, which is the antidote to all emotional afflictions, but specifically to anger, hatred, rage, and abusive nature, psychosis, and so forth. And the hand of this Buddha are left hand in meditation in the lap, and right hand resting with the fingers touching over the, called the earth touching gesture. So yes, he's in the bliss nature of his mind in meditation, but never separate from this world of sentient beings. And so if you understand that, that means there's no such thing as death. And when you have this understanding, that's called deathless awareness. Because the moment you leave this body, the next life is the result. And the difference is one breath. That's all. So whether you leave the body on the inhale or the exhale, that's it. But there's no such thing as death. Because of you having done these practices of the path of skillful means, using mantra visualization of lamas, jidams, Buddhas, and protectors, Bodhisattva training school continues. And I've never been to Disneyland, but my daughter told me of a ride they have there that she thinks the next life is like this ride. And it's called Mr. Toad's Wild Ride to Nowhere in Particular. I have to laugh. But that's it. And your next life and the life after that and after that is already evolving with your inner nature. You set it up. Consciousness does not die. Awareness does not disappear. When we just meditated just now after doing the aspirations prayers of Padmasambhava and Yeshisarya, and we went into the dissolution stage called the accomplishment stage. And we're sitting there, relaxed, no meditation, just being present and enjoying the view of whatever arises. It's infinitely okay. Whatever your thoughts tell you, whatever your body tells you, it's okay. And that is Mahamudra. And its nature is bliss, beyond concepts. So when you do the Buddha, Shakyamuni, Gautama, he had many names. Buddha wasn't one of his names. That's a new term. It simply means realized. Realized what? The nature of your mind and the nature of the universe is the same thing. You and the universe and all the beings in it are doing what the word universe means. Harmonious, sympathetic togetherness. It doesn't get any better than that. Yes, your awareness may evolve into more and more worldly situations that need attention, but this theme of naturalness is Prajnaparamita, the mother of perfect wisdom. And so when you do the Buddha, he is the Vajra son of Prajnaparamita. The seed salvo of all healing in Tibetan Buddhism is the sound Hum. And it looks like this in Sanskrit. And around it, the various mantras, Medicine Buddha mantra, Prajnaparamita mantra, Vajrayogini mantra. This one shows the Medicine Buddha mantra. And a 5-color sphere of light is in your heart center. Om, om, om. Om, 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 om. Om, om, om. Then the 3 lights from the Buddha's 3 places in front of you with the sound Om, Ah, and Hum enter your 3 places, then the Lama as the Buddha in front dissolves into you and you become Shakyamuni Buddha. Now, when you're a Buddha, all the 6 realms are Buddha field. So the heavenly realms of the celestial arrogant gods and goddesses, the demigod realms of fighting and quarreling of the war gods, the human realms, the animal realm, the lower realms of deprived spirits and demonic cannibalistic spirits, demon spirit, all cleared. Of what? Emotionality, attachment, aversion, pride, jealousy, stupidity, bewilderment, ignorance, delusion, fear, hope, anxiety, depression, all clear. And the result is a state of blissful, intelligent, timeless awareness. That's the mantra. And it arises in your heart center. Tadyatha, Om, Muni, Muni, Ma, Muni, Shakyamuni, Soha. Muni means cleared, beyond the relative, cleared, beyond the intermediate, cleared, beyond the ultimate, beyond the beyond. My teacher, Tai Sutra Rinpoche, says, the ultimate of the ultimate. Tadyatha Om Muni Muni Ma Muni Shakyamuni Soha. Tadyatha Om Muni Muni Ma Muni Shakyamuni Soha. Tadyatha Om Muni Muni Ma Shakyamuni Soha. Tadyatha Om Muni Muni Ma Shakyamuni Soha. The Buddha Shakyamuni is the founder of the 5 we call Buddha families, Vajra family. The Vajra family of Vajrasattva Aksabhaya, which relates to the form body. The Karma family of action of Amoghasiddhi, which relates to the speech and the volition of action. To the Buddha family of Vairocana, which relates to consciousness, space, and light, as the Dharmadhatu, voidness nature. The Ratna family of Padmasambhava, which relates to feelings and all the 32 major and minor qualities of a Buddha as your stream of being. And finally, the Lotus or Padma family of Amitabha, which relates to your perceptions and is the activity of discerning and moving into unconditional existence, the essence of the natural state of awareness, is the only game in town. That conditioned existence is simply to be reckoned with the heart of loving kindness and compassion. So these 5 Buddha families are the home in your heart center, surrounded by this mantra of Gautama Shakyamuni. Tadyata Om Muni 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 Shakamunaye Soha. Tadyata Om Muni 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 Shakamunaye Soha. Tadyata Om Muni Muni Shakamunaye Soha. Tadyata Om Muni Muni Shakamunaye Soha. The yay means for everybody. Ya is only for you. So if you said Shakyamuni Ya Soha, that means only for you. But we're Mahayana, everybody included. So we say yay, which means the totality of existence. Everyone is now a Buddha. Tadyado Muni 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 Shakamunaye Soha. 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 Tadyata Muni Muni Shakamunaye Soha. Tadyata Muni 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 Muni Shakamunaye Soha. Tadyata Muni 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 Shakamunaye Soha. Tadyatha means collection of all the wisdom teachers, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Lamas. Muni is the body of the Buddha, first Muni. Second Muni, speech of the Buddha. Third Buddha, the mind of the Buddha. And then the Buddha's name, all sentient beings are the Buddha, are enlightened. Tadyatha Muni Muni Mahamuni Shakyamuni. 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 So you're celebrating Buddha's birth and enlightenment and all the activities that he performed during this first period of his life, and then caused to be spread throughout India, and then later as Padmasambhava in Tibet. And today, globally. Tadyatha Muni Muni Mahamuni Shakyamuni. 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 Tadyatha Muni Mahamuni Shakyamuni. Tadyatha Muni Mahamuni Shakyamuni. Tadyatha Shakyamuni. Tadyatha Muni Muni Mahamuni Shakyamuni. Tadyatha Muni Mahamuni Shakyamuni. Tadyatha Muni Muni Mahamuni Shakyamuni. Tadyatha Muni Muni Mahamuni Shakyamuni. Tadyatha Muni Shakyamuni. Tadyatha Muni Muni Mahamuni 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 Shakyamuni. then all sentient beings is Buddha of the six realms. From every direction dissolve into you. You as Buddha Shakyamuni disappear into the heart mantra. Tadyata Om Muni Muni Ma Muni Shakamunaye Soha. This mantra circles the womb. The letters are stationary and face outward. One by one, they disappear into the home. The home is a vibration of infinite healing applied physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually to all beings, none left out. With this dynamic compassion, in a sphere of five-colored light, it starts to contract and gradually to a fine point particle of light energy in your heart chakra. Then allow that to disappear by merging with the infinite light of the Dharmakaya, the infinite space of the world around you. Relax in bliss. No meditation. Simply be comfortable in the present. No past, no future. in this state of relaxed awareness, called the accomplishment stage of tantric practice. You simply allow your thoughts to arise, show themselves, and disappear in any physical aspects of the body. Same. But you remain totally aware of what's ever going on. But you are practicing in a state of presence without emotionally involving yourself with these sensations of the body and thoughts of the mind. And removing judgment is the activity of the dakinis. Remove any judgment of good or bad, or superior or inferior, or delusion or ignorance, not knowing. Remove those. Not only in meditation, but in your speech. How you converse with others. Your relatives, your friends, your lovers. This universe. And then at the end of your practice session, you arise again as the yidam that your Lama is training you in. Chenrezi, Tara, Manjushri, Guru Rinpoche, or whoever. Pick one. And dedicate the virtue, especially during Sakadawa when the virtuous activity of your practice is greatly increased. Hundreds of thousands of times increased to the benefit of others. You bring your hands together in front of your heart, holding voidness between the palms. Dedicate. Ewa di nirduda, shabya jambo jugirne, jowa chingting malupa, te salva ko parsho, sanjay kusa dempai chamla dam, shoni megar dempai chamla dam, yendu miche dumpai chamla ki, chitar goma mam ju parsho. By this virtue of having realized Mahamudra, may I quickly establish every being without exception in that state. By the blessings of the three bodies of the Buddha being accomplished, by the blessing of the truth of the Dharma itself being unchanging, and by the blessing of the wishes of us, the Sangha, being unwavering, may this and all dedication prayers be fulfilled. May all the lamas have long life, good health, happiness, and prosperity. May all their wishes be fulfilled. May all beings be happy, free of suffering, established in bliss and equanimity. Aloha, Tashi Dele, and Mahalo, Duchiche. Thank you. What fun.